Welcome to SurePass, where we share for you to learn and succeed. In this video, we will be discussing voluntary surrender and confession of guilt as mitigating circumstances. Voluntary surrender and confession of guilt. Sa part na ito, dalawang mitigating circumstances po ito. Bakit considered the mitigating circumstances ang voluntary surrender and confession of guilt? The basis of the mitigating circumstance of voluntary surrender and confession of guilt is the lesser perversity of the offender. Sa voluntary surrender and confession of guilt, nire-recognize ni accused yung nagawa niyang krimen. Now let us discuss the first, voluntary surrender. Voluntary surrender as a mitigating circumstance means that the accused, without being arrested, spontaneously surrenders to a person in authority or their agent. Bago ang court consider ito as mitigating circumstance, dapat itong tatlong requisites ay mayroon. First, the accused has not been actually arrested. Wala pong voluntary surrender kung nahuli or nakakulong na siya. Second, the accused surrenders himself to a person in authority or the latter's agent. So, sino ang mga ito? Person in authority. Person in authority is one directly vested with jurisdiction, that is, a public officer who has the power to govern and execute the laws, whether as an individual or as a member of some court or governmental corporation, board, or commission. A barrio captain and a barangay chairman are also persons in authority. On the other hand, agent of a person in authority. Any person who, by direct provision of law or by election or by appointment by competent authority, is charged with the maintenance of public order and the protection and security of life and property, such as barrio councilman, barrio policeman, and barangay leader, and any person who comes to the aid of persons in authority, shall be deemed an agent of a person in authority. Actually, na-discuss na natin itong person in authority and agent of a person in authority in detail sa unang video natin. To know more, you can watch that video. Third, the surrender is voluntary. Paanong voluntary? The third requisite requires the surrender to be spontaneous, indicating the intent of the accused to unconditionally submit himself to the authorities, either because he acknowledges his guilt or he wishes to save them the trouble and expenses necessary for his search and capture. Alam ng accused kung ano ang ginawa niya at alam niya yung consequence ng ginawa niya, kaya nagkusang loob na siyang sumuko. Kailan naman hindi kinukonsider ang pag-surrender ng accused na hindi voluntary or mitigating? Hindi ito maaaring kilalanin kung ang akusado ay nagtungo lamang sa himpilan ng pulisya upang umano'y linisin ang kanyang pangalan at hindi upang kusang loob na magpailalim sa mga otoridad at akuin ang pananagutan sa pagkamatay ng biktima. Kung hindi naman nanlaban ang akusado at mapayapang sumama sa mga tagapagpatupad ng batas, ay hindi nangunguhulugang siya ay kusang loob na sumuko. Hindi porket hindi nanlaban ay considered na itong voluntary. Depende pa rin sa circumstances. In People v. Flores, the accused claims that he is entitled to the mitigating circumstances of voluntary surrender, for when the police authorities went to the factory looking for him, he allegedly approached them and voluntarily surrendered himself. Sinabi ng Korte Suprema na hindi siya kusang sumuko sa mga pulis. Sa katunayan, ipinakita ng mga ebidensya na ang mga otoridad mismo ang pumunta sa pabrika upang siya'y hanapin. Doon tinuro sa kanila ang akusado. Nang makita niyang papalapit ang mga pulis, hindi na siya nanlaban at mapayapang sumama na lamang. Dahil nakapaligid na ang mga pulis, wala na talagang pagpipilian ang akusado kundi sumama. Sa madaling sabi, walang naganap na kusang pagsuko mula sa akusado. Wala lang siyang choice kundi sumama or wala na siyang pagkakataon tumakas. Hindi ibig sabihin na pagkusang sumama ay voluntary surrender na. Tignan pa rin natin yung buong nangyari. Now let us discuss voluntary confession. Bago ang court i-consider ito as mitigating circumstance, dapat itong tatlong requisites ay mayroon. First, offender spontaneously confess his guilt. Kusang loob na inamin ng nagkasala ang kanyang pagkakasala. Second, confession of guilt was made in open court, that is, before competent court. Sa court mismo siya nag-confess during hearing. Paano naman yung mga confession na ginawa niya outside the court? Yung mga confession outside courts ay considered extrajudicial confessions. Hindi ito mitigating circumstance. We will discuss confessions in detail when we will discuss law on evidence. Third, confession of guilt was made prior to the presentation of evidence for the prosecution. Aside sa yung confession ay ginawa sa court, dapat ginawa din ito bago mag-present ng evidence ang prosecution. Kailan usually nangyayari ito? During arraignment po. Ito yung stage kung saan sasabihin na accused kung guilty siya or not guilty. Therefore, a plea of guilty made after the prosecution had begun presenting its evidence cannot be considered voluntary since it was made only after the accused realized that the evidence already presented by the prosecution is enough to cause his conviction. How about conditional plea of guilty? A conditional plea is one where the defendant admits his guilt provided that a certain penalty be imposed upon him. A conditional plea of guilty is not mitigating. Dapat plea of guilty talaga. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to share it and to subscribe.